I wonder if this is.
I think I got it going. Okay, so it's recording. So that way we can share it with other people, the new girls that are not here. Okay, so just to introduce myself, my name's Devin. I live in Washington State, United States, the Canadians. I've been in network marketing for almost 3 years now, was previously with a makeup company, and now have been here at Modere for about, I think I'm on my 5th month, and I love it here. So today I was just going to focus on going over some things to kind of help launch a new person, basically, because I know it can be a little confusing, especially if you're not familiar with direct sales and that realm. So, and feel free to ask questions as you go or anything. But the first thing I wanted to say was welcome to Modere, and kind of a little bit about what Modere is if you're still unsure. So we were a 30-year-old company that got reformulated about 3 years ago. Our old name, I don't even remember what it was, but they created a new name, called it Modere, merged with 3 companies, a company that has our collagen, the company that carried the M3, and then we are the legacy company that was the Clean Living products. So they merged all that together, developed this model called social retail, and where they do a lot of extra things that direct sales companies don't do. Like they market to our customers through email campaigns, through ads. They do the share the love promotions. They took a bunch of stuff and just like incorporated it into this really awesome model called social retail that we are now a part of. And I, coming from a different company to this company, like am amazed at how much easier it is over here to do the things that we do. So that's a little bit about Modere. And then the next thing I wanted to talk to you about is, I know there's a lot of groups. There's a lot of groups. It gets really confusing about what group I'm supposed to be in, what group I'm supposed to use. So I was just going to do a brief overview of the groups. So hold on. Oh, forget that. I'm doing groups in a minute. There's 2 sites that you use a lot for your Modere business. There's Modere.com. That's the site you share with people for shopping. That's the site. So for Canadians, sorry, I'm always talking in America, modere.ca. This is the site you use to shop from, right? Then there's our shifting retail site. Our shifting retail site is our back office. I spend a ton of time in the site. It has training information. It has reports. You can run reports on your customers. That's how I kind of keep track of them and what's going on. And the training is really big for you. You'll see the training tab on the left side down at the bottom. There are great little videos that I recommend everyone just plugging through. Their 3, 4, 5-minute little short videos cut into snippets, but they clearly explain how to succeed. So that's kind of that. I know Canadians have one other site that they use. Catherine, what's the name of that one again? It's
we do Modere Global Shop.
There we go.
For all of like the M3, the BioCell, except for Life. So all your home products and BioCell Life are on modere.ca. It's a bit confusing.
It is a bit confusing.
Yeah, you can't get any of like the Clean Living products on the Global Shop.
Got it.
So, yeah, we can't tie those 2 together. It's a little weird for us that way, but hopefully soon.
And I think it will change for you guys. So, and Canadians, Catherine's a great resource for those sites. I'm here in America, like, wow, that's confusing to me too. Okay, and then the next part I wanted to go over was the groups. So the different groups that you're in and kind of what they are. So there's the Simple Clean Results group, which is our group that we use to share with our customers the M3 products, the collagen products, the trim, that kind of stuff. So this is the group you want to add people to that are interested in our products, the M3 or the collagen. And then there's posts in there and little videos that you tag people. And this is where we get our ad tag and message. We're adding groups, we're tagging them in a post, and then we're following up with a message telling them we did that, thank you for showing interest in my products. I just, tagged you in a video, whatever. Then there's a One Voice. One Voice is like a company-wide training group. You don't have to be in that one, but there is good stuff that comes through that group. It's Modere's company-wide training. There's a lot of training videos from Justin Prince in there. That's another group you could be a part of. Then there's Social Retail Live. Now, Social Retail Live is our group for us to utilize when we are looking at new social marketers that are interested in coming into the business. So there are lots of, again, videos in there and information and posts that kind of explain the business side of our comp plan, or the business side of our business, the comp plan and all that stuff. So there's a little search feature in groups. I'm sure most of you are aware of. It's a little magnifying glass up at the top. If there's something specific you're looking for in any group, like if you want the compensation plan, type that in and the videos or posts related to that will pop up, and then you can tag your prospect in that. Right now, the things I like to tag people in that group are the pinned post, which is up at the top, and it has several great videos. And then there's a recent video Justin Prince did just explaining the new changes. That seems to be pretty good. So that's what Social Retail Live is. And then there's M Life Nation. That is our team page, ran by John and Nadia Melton. So that's kind of our page just for information about what's going on in the company and recognition. I can't talk. So that kind of is the groups. Do you guys have any questions about any of those groups that I just...
The only thing I would add is that if you aren't familiar with groups, there are sections for documents, videos, and if you're looking for the video, you have to go to File, and then you'll look under File, and you'll see a whole bunch of videos. So make sure you check out those areas. Sorry, I've got a sick daughter, and my son is screaming for. Oh no, we're good.
Yeah,
Dad's taking care of it. Yeah, so make sure you check out those areas, the videos, the files. Each group have those, and they have like so many scripts, so much product knowledge and training in each one of those. Even in our accountability group, right? If there's anything that you want, go to the file section, look at the documents, look at the stickers. I find when I'm trying to find a before and after post maybe that I want to share, if I just go straight to the photos and start looking through and I'm like, yeah, that's kind of the target audience I'm going to go for, I click on that and then read their story rather than having to scroll through those pages for hours and hours and hours, trying to just go straight to the photos or straight to the videos, figure out what you want, and then go that way. And they're all up in sort of like the top bar in those groups.
Yes, great point. And speaking of that, you brought up another group that we have and I didn't write down, was our Inspire Empire Accountability Group. Now, this is an optional group you can use for your customers or not. It's one I created when I started getting lots of customers and feeling overwhelmed with how to connect with all of them and give them the information. So that's a group that, like Catherine said, there's lots of information about getting started on the M3. I try to do product education in there, and that's a group that I want you guys to feel empowered to utilize, empowered to post in. If you have some good tips or a meal or anything, please feel free to utilize that group for your customers and to share with everybody that's on this journey of clean living and getting healthier. So there's that. A couple other things that Modere does, and our team especially, is team calls. So you may see like me posting calls a lot. And I know it's overwhelming. There's a lot of information. I mean, they have 3 calls a week. Then there's lots of stuff. They're always educating us and giving us info. But if you can, what I do, I commute. So I listen to these things in the car. I listen to them when I take a shower. I find different ways to just listen to them. I might not be able to fully focus on them, but I feel like I'm soaking a little bit. But the Saturday morning call is a great call. It's led by the people in our team. They usually bring in 3 or 4 people that are crushing the business, doing awesome, and they give their tips. So if you can ever get into that call, that's great. It is recorded, and you can listen to it later. I know for Canadians that's tricky, but Catherine's been working on something with that, right?
Yeah, and then you were saying it's posted to the SoundCloud. I just haven't been able to find the latest one. So, but even if you go back and listen to the older ones, there's some there's golden information in there.
There is.
Yeah, they pop up on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
And I will post them. That's right. I forgot. I just found out about that they're recorded on SoundCloud and have that on my subscription. The other good call that they do, Modere does, is they do a Monday morning leadership call. That's been really awesome. But they do a Monday evening call too, that just kind of goes over business stuff and what's happening in the company. There is also a really awesome other call, oh my goodness, on Wednesdays that happens, and it's a product training. And that actually happens in another group that I didn't mention already. That happens in the M3 community group, which is the company-wide group like our Simple Clean Results. But they always record that, and I can always just post the video for that. But it's usually a really good product information. And those are all kept on a site called Venimo, which I've posted before. And so you can go back and look up all kinds of really great information where they actually bring in the scientists that help create whatever product, from the bath wash to the M3 system to BioCell. You can get some really good scientific facts if you like that kind of stuff. So now let's get into launching your business. After all that stuff, like all the things that are our company and how we find things out, launching your business. So what I did when I launched my business was, I personally was on the product for over a month before I launched, because I was getting ready to leave another company and I wanted to make sure I was making the right choice and that I believed in my product. So I get sometimes wanting to use the products first. I get that, but you don't have to use the products first to launch strong. So the key with our business is really launching with our trademark products. Tends to be people have the best success, which would be our BioCell and our M3 system and the trim. And I just started sharing before and afters. I only usually share about 2 or 3 a week. But I also bring value to my customer or to the people on my Facebook. I try to bring value every day, whether it's through just sharing some recipe, some information, making someone laugh, or inspiring someone in some way. So, kind of find out who you are, what you love, what you're passionate about. And that's the cool thing about Modere, is you get to brand yourself and be you and attract people that like you, like things you like, I have a ton of moms on my page. I love sharing shopping deals and tips and tricks and things I love. And I get some of the best interaction on those posts, but I'm building trust and I'm building relationships with people, and they're getting to know me and they're connecting with me. And then when I share a before and after of someone who's been using our M3 system, they know they can trust me, and I feel like I have a better connection and a better ability to move into that relationship of selling something to them. Does that make sense to you guys?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So before and afters are the key. So when I really launched my business, I shared a great before and after of somebody with some information. And then people started commenting. I want information. You always want to end with a question, like drop an emoji if you're interested, or comment me, or do some kind of call to action at the post, so people know, like, oh, I want information. I need to either send her a message or drop a smiley face below, or whatever it may be. And that, by getting interaction on the post, it actually increases the algorithm of it, so more people start seeing it. And that's how a post can become really successful. But then they're going to comment me, and then you're like, oh, what do I do, right? So what you do is you start sending everyone a message. Thank you so much for commenting on my post. I would love to get you some more information. As I got better at the craft, I started asking them right off the get-go, what are your goals? What is your weight loss goals? Or what are your health goals? So I started kind of to build a relationship with them and get them to give me some information. Now, some people don't respond at all, and I kind of just move on because, but then there's people that respond, and then I say, I'm going to add you or tag you in a video about this system. I want you to take a look at it, and let's talk about it. So then that's when we start the add, tag, and message process. I add them into Simple Clean Results. I tag them in a post about the M3 system. I usually will send them another message. Hey, I just tagged you, because I can't even tell you how many people say they lost the tag or can't find it or whatever. So I say, I just tagged you. Do you see it? And then I wait. And honestly, my very first post I did, I probably had 50 people that commented on it. Now I've been in makeup business for 2 years, so people were used to buying from me. So not everyone's going to be like that. And I just started writing everyone's name down on a piece of paper that I talked to. And it got overwhelming on the follow-up part. So, but please write names down because you're going to forget about them. And it is crucial to go back. And so it was a few days before I had a chance to go follow up with these 30 people. Some came right back to me and were like, I want it. And then that's when I send them the link and they ordered it and we were on the way. Other people I had to follow up with, hey, did you just check that video out? What did you think about it? What did you like best about it? Ask them a question about it. Some will respond, some will not. I have people that responded on my very, very first post 4 months ago that just bought the system yesterday. So it takes people a while. You're watching, you're processing. It's a big chunk of change.
Definitely.
That's how I am. If I'm going to spend a big chunk of change, let me tell you, I will research the crap out of something. So I get it. But I also have had all those people's names written down, and I'm going back and I'm checking in with them, not even about Modere, but I'm commenting on their kids' posts. I'm interacting with them. I'm just being there and they're watching me. And like recently, somebody who commented 4 months ago said, man, I've been watching you and all your friends that are losing weight too, because I've been sharing your guys' posts. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I think I want to try it. I'm ready. So they're going to watch. So don't be disappointed if you don't get these sales right off the get-go, especially if you're new to network marketing and people aren't used to buying from you, because they're going to start watching and they're going to start paying attention. But keep sharing and showing people why our products are awesome, why they work. That is the key, is teaching people about it and showing people other people having success with it and relating to different types of stories. There's the mom, there's the dad, there's the grandpa. You want to show all kinds of different people winning and doing awesome. So questions about that process?
No, I don't think so.
Did you guys feel like that kind of covered the basics of it pretty good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was good.
So that was basically all I wanted to say about launching strong and how to kind of do it. I was going to let Catherine talk a bit if she had something she wanted to talk about.
I agree with you on everything that you said. I keep track of anybody who likes or comments on any of my posts. And how I do that, I'm not sure if you guys had mentioned this in a previous call, if you know how to create friends lists. Now, I don't know how to do it off my phone, but I can do it off my laptop. So if you go into your friends, so anybody for me who has commented, said something, or even liked, I will automatically put them into a prospects list. So I create that on my, I wish I could show you.
You can share the screen, I think. Do you have a share screen button? I do. I don't know.
I think I do. Let me just get it set up. So you go in and you will create a friends list, and then here, just let me do this.
Now, I use the paper method because I love paper. So it's everyone has different methods. So.
Yeah. So you go in and you'll go to your friends section and it'll say add a friend, or into your friends list, and then it'll say family, friends, acquaintance, or whatever, and then you can add another one. And I put prospects, I put customers, I put business prospects. So there are different people for different categories that want to do different things. Okay, so let me get me to a shared screen here. All right, I have a split screen, so it's making things very confusing for me here. All right, are you ready? Let's see if we can do this. Oh my goodness. Share screen. All right. It's up.
It hasn't shared it yet.
No. Okay, there.
There we go.
You see it? Okay. There's my Facebook page. So if we go down here, do you see this? Can you guys see what I'm doing? If I go to friends.
Guys, we talk a big game, but we don't take our word for it. Or is it frozen?
It's thinking about it.
Here we go. There we go.
So do you see this?
Yeah.
These are all like sometimes whenever you have, so those are my old unique presenters. These are people from work. Like those are things that just will naturally create for you. So I have M customers, I have M team and prospects. So even all my teammates I put in here so that when I go to this, what it'll do, it'll just do this, boom, and it puts them all into one big list. And so you can automatically just tune into that and go through, and anybody who's talked to me, liked about anything, I just go through and I talk to them about whatever they've got going on. put a comment on there, put a like on there. They want to see that you're liking their stuff as much as you are like there has to be an equal balance here. If they're going to like your stuff, you have to like their stuff back, right? Because otherwise you're going to just come off as spammy, and you're not. You are a person, and they want to know the person because they will buy the person, not the product. And that is one thing I definitely have learned is that, like Devin said, it's about a trust factor, right? So they're going to build that up for you, and they're going to wait. And so if you have not been in network marketing before, like Devin had said, if you don't have that community, it may take them a little bit because they're going to be like, what's going on? This is different about you. I know that Sandy experienced this. And then soon as they trusted what she was saying, it was bam. Okay, we're on this. We're there for you. Am I not correct in saying that, Sandy?
Oh, 100%. And I actually gave that exact advice to Jenna today. And she's sorry she can't be on the call right now. She's trying to make a sale. Yeah, and that's exactly what I said. I said that comes first. So hopefully, I'm not sure if this is going to be on SoundCloud, but regardless,
it's recording, so she'll be able to watch.
Okay, so I gave her that advice because I told her what to do with the tools that she needed to use, but she just she wanted to get off and going, but she just kept sharing my posts for like 2 days. So I sent her like a long message and then a voice message. And I said, listen, I said, you're doing great. However, you're not being genuine. You're just looking like a salesperson right now. And if people can't connect with you, they're not going, if they have nothing to connect with you with, then they're just going to look at you and say, you're just spamming my feed right now. So she deleted the post that she originally made today, which was my post, because she just shared it. And then she made a genuine post today, and she's hoping to go live tomorrow. So anyways, that's where I was going with that.
No, it's mozzarella. Good. No. Yeah. Oh, my kids, they always bug me.
Mom,
that's their job.
Oh, my husband, where are you?
Oh, cheers, Kathy. I'm having mine now, too. It's been a day.
Yep.
What else did you want to share, Catherine? Did you have any other good nuggets?
Are we going to go into prospecting now, or are we just going to continue on with
whatever you feel like? If there's other topics or
do you guys have any questions before we go on first about any of this, like how to add tag message and when to follow up, and what do you say if they ignore you, or what if they seemed really interested and then all of a sudden died off? How do you continue that communication with them? Like, do you have any questions about that?
Mom, Jay's had this.
No.
Anybody? No?
Maybe the died off people.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I've had a number of people die off where they're like eager, they want to know all their information, and then you give it to them and they're just gone, right?
Yeah.
You have to let them be gone. You have to give them their space, because if you don't, they're going to feel pressured by you. I have reconnected with some of them with just different things. So when we were changing our promotion, I even said, please feel no pressure by this. I don't want you to feel pressured by this, but I just want you to know this is what's happening in case you were considering it, right? And so I'll send them things like that. And sometimes I still get a no-go. But that's where just being present on their Facebook is key, right? Just a like and or whatever, or hi, love, oh, what a cute kid you've got. John Melton will say that sometimes he just says, hey, what's up, in Messenger, and that's it. Like, leaves it at that. Totally changes the topic. I've had people who have gone MIA and then circle back around. I think we probably all have, where all of a sudden they're like, okay, I'm ready to order now, right?
Yeah.
So just put them in a list and make sure you're following up with them. If they're ignoring your Messenger, don't show up in their Messenger every day. Show up in their show up in their newsfeed. I will circle back at least once a month and go through my full big list and say, who haven't I really connected with? And I'll go back to them and be like, I'm so sorry, I've been crazy busy. Did you have any questions? I kind of forgot about you there for a while. How are things going? And sometimes that cues them back into it, or sometimes it doesn't. So you just really have to leave the ball in their court and just don't really harass them about it, about anything. Just be there for them if they have any questions, and then just be a friend on Facebook.
Right. And I find if you're bringing value outside of just the Modere or whatever, that too will bring them back to you, because they are watching you, or maybe it's just a different post that they needed to connect with, a different story of someone that you share. So like I said, like 4 months, and this lady came about it yesterday. They're watching and they're going to connect with you. And the other thing I did want to mention, I forgot to mention before, about like, where do you get before and afters to post and things like that? Because I know I remember I just started friending all the top sellers that I would see John post about. And then I would just start copying and pasting and taking things and making them mine. And so that's really where I started getting things. I've created a group called Devin's Ideas. I used to do this with Unique too, where I share posts into this. So it's just a group for me, but some of you are now in it, and that's totally awesome. Where I put good posts I see, good posts that I want to use later, good ideas, things I could tweak. But it's totally fine if you see any of us or someone else in Modere. Start friending some of the top sellers so you can kind of watch and see how they work. But it's totally fine to copy their before and after pictures, to like save them to your phone. I just encourage you to change the wording a little bit. You don't have to completely change it, but change it, or somehow put in the first couple sentences something like, oh man, something how it makes you feel, or how it, so feel free to do that. A lot of, in Simple Clean Results, sometimes I'll just go through there and look at pictures and find people's stories, and as long as they've okayed to share it, then I will utilize those stories. So that is where I find my posts. That's where I find my content. So I hope that helps.
Sorry.
Ross, are you going to start, like, have you been looking for content, or do you feel confused by that?
I'm starting everything from scratch. I had no presence at all. I used to get on Facebook to see pictures of my kids and my grandkids, and that's the only thing I did. So
this is all new.
Yeah. One thing I can suggest then for you is you need to open up your profile to public. I highly suggest that it allows you to, someone put it to me this way. It's like going to a party and staying in one room and only talking to the people in one room. Right. After a while, that one room is going to get really burnt out. And so you need to start expanding. So if there's anything private, you need to set those things to private on your pictures, things you don't want to share. And you can set categories so that you can share things with just certain people. But then you can open it up, and then you can start communicating, talking to people, adding people in that have multiple friends, because you'll be amazed. People will be like, okay, we have 25 friends in common. Click. That's how we got connected.
Right.
So you start expanding it, and then next thing you know, you start growing connections with those. And that's one of my prospecting tips for you guys. One is you're opening up your profiles. 2 is whenever somebody agrees to be in your friends, Messenger will say new, like you, because they have Messenger, and it will say new. And I'll say, hi, great to connect with you on Messenger. And I always look at their profile to see if there's something, a nugget there that I can talk to them about. I have a Boston Terrier too. Or another lady I just connected with she did paintings. I'm like, wow, those are amazing paintings. And that's a genuine comment. Really great job. And now she's totally opened up and communicating. If I see that they're in network marketing, I will even full out comment on that. Wow, you're on. How long you been in it? And they automatically start that ball rolling, because most often they want to talk to me about it, right? So I'm like, okay, I let them talk. And that's the key, just getting them to spill everything out. And so you can find that one thing, whether it be, are they happy where they're at? Do they love their current company? And those are the little nuggets that the company is going to teach you how to sort of say, oh, well, I have this, or I have that. I quite often don't say anything about myself. I let them do all the talking. Even if they ask me a question, I keep on asking them more questions. And so a lady the other night, oh, you're in Arbonne. How long have you been doing that? So many years. You love it? Yeah, I was using the products first, and it just led into conversation. And she ended up stopping and asking me, can I just full out ask you some questions about how you're doing this? And so we had a candid conversation about business. I have made a really great friendship there. Did it translate into a recruit? No. Will it? Potentially. Why? Because she trusts me, right? I become a resource for her. And that's what it is. People need to trust you. They need to know that you believe in what you're doing and that you are there for them. Because if you don't, game's off, because you're just going to seem spammy to them. Some other things I say is always reach out. Always do your follow-up. Always do the friends list. Get on the phone with people. This is key. If people have questions, just get on the phone with them. Do you want to talk this out over the phone? That's it. After that, they're able to open up and really ask the questions, and it really helps them with the decision. It's their decision, right? So if they have those questions, it really helps to answer them. And you can be truthful. Maybe I don't know all the answers yet because I'm new. And that's okay. They're okay with hearing that as well, right?
Yep.
My biggest key is just ask everybody. But you have to be good about how you ask them. So with customers, I will say, I'm really sorry. I never even thought to ask you, did you want any info on the company? In a real nonchalant way. And they'll either say yes or no. And that's okay. And they're good with it because they know I'm not coming at it from a point of, you need to join my company. And then people that I'm prospecting cold market is, I'm looking at what they're doing. I'm asking them questions, asking them more questions. They're opening up to me, and then they'll finally say, what do you do? And I say, oh, I run a design business from home, and I have this part-time health and wellness company that is amazing. You know, I'd really love your feedback on it. Do you think you'd take a look at a video for me if I shared it with you? It's either a yes or a no. If it's a yes, I tag them in the social retail. But this, you got to remember, this is after a lot of conversation with them. I just don't jump to that. And so then I tag them in the videos and I say, so what did you love? What do you think? You know, and then that starts the conversation that way. And most people who are open to it will be right on it. Yeah, I've been watching you. They'll start looking at your feeds. They're going to start looking back at what you're doing to get a sense of who you are. So,
yeah.
But those are the things that I can say have really, 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 really helped me, is just to be genuine with people, but to always offer it up no matter what. There are times when I'm like, I don't want to type it. I'm so afraid. And I just hit send and it's like, yeah, I'd love to see more information. I could really use this right now. I've had people say, oh, I can't afford the M3 right now. That's too much money. And I say, well, you know, it's pretty easy to earn $500 with a company. Do you want to take a look at it? Yes. They didn't want the product. They wanted the business, right? So you always have to, and take yourself out of the equation. Do not be hard up for them. Be an asset for them. And that's all I can say.
Real quick, I'm just going to say my Zoom recording puts a 40-minute limit on our time, and it's at 3 minutes. So we're going to shut us off in 3 minutes.
Questions, anyone?
I just have a quick question.
Yeah.
Oh, hi.
Hi, it's like 5:30 in the morning here in Qatar, so I'm gonna go run a 5K for Veterans Day today, so it's all good.
Oh, happy Veterans Day!
Wow.
Thank you.
Our veteran.
So the question I have is, when you're following up like on Messenger I was like you, Devin, I got a bunch of people who posted on that first post, and a lot of people I messaged, probably like 40 of them or something like that. How often afterwards, once you've talked to them initially, should you follow back up if they don't purchase? Or if they don't?
The goal, they say, is as long as the video is that you tagged them in, but I don't know. I couldn't do that, right? With 40 people.
Okay.
Overwhelmed. I was like, whoa, this is more than I bargained for. But I just tried to in the next couple days. Like, just, and you know, with what you got going on in your life, just do it when you can. Just do it, though. You know, like, don't let it go by. Do it, because the fortune is in the follow-up, you know. That's
right.
Really where, and a lot of people will say, oh man, I haven't got to look at it yet, you know, because we're busy. And that's okay.
Or I lost the tag. Can you re-tag me? Oh, right. Yeah, no problem. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, that's happened.
You know, because like I'm supposed to be placing a book order with some Osborne book lady, and I told her I had to order 4 days ago, and I still haven't done it. You know, it's I want to do it, but you know, it's this business.
Right.
You know.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Okay, we got 1 minute left, guys. Sorry. Really fun. Thank you for popping on. This will be recorded, and I will post it in our group for you to share. Try to get the new girls that have joined recently on. I think hopefully it will be beneficial to them. And we'll try to do some more of these in the future, if you like them, and at least. Okay, guys. Thank you. Night, night.
Thanks for joining, everyone.
Night.
Bye.
Bye.